With Christ at the centre, with God's Spirit within of us, with courage and creativity, we will not only make it through this day, but actually, God willing, we will change the very landscape by which we walk. This is where Wilberforce lived for 5 years with Henry Thornton. Okay, and this was part of the Clapham sect. Clapham sect being a derisive term. Okay, they never referred to themselves as the Clapham sect. Okay, Clapham group may be a better grouping, right? And Wilberforce was referred to as the Agamemnon of a host, the very son of the Claphamnic system. That was James Stephens writing about Wilberforce. Okay, which is Wilberforce was seen as the centre of this Clapham sect, which was a group of writers, politicians, businessmen who lived within of a square mile here, many of them living in this bachelor pad behind me with Henry Thornton. William Pitt, the youngest UK Prime Minister, was also a resident here. You had Granville Sharp, Charles Grant, who was the director of the East India Company for a time, and you also had Henry Venn, okay, who was the rector of Holy Trinity Clapham there. Okay, which is, you had this amazing nexus of politicians, MPs, writers, Hannah More being one of the most famous females who was part of the Clapham sect, who were all here worshipping at that church over there with the support of their local pastor. They actually removed the fences between their homes so that their children could run into each other's gardens. Which is fascinating because between them, the Clapham sect wrote over 40 published books. Their ideas, okay, about trust, about individual autonomy, about Christianity, ran into each other's books as their children ran into each other's gardens. And if we are to abolish abortion in this nation, we need to be building that hearth, that fire, that core of belonging, of love, of focus. And so long as each of us are separated, bent over our phones, or anathematizing ourselves on our Netflix account, siloed into activities of eat, sleep, repeat, then we're never going to be able to change anything. Okay, and this is what is so important, and this is why we are here embodied today, rubbing shoulders, sharing snacks, encouraging each other over what is going to be a very long walk. Okay. Is because this is where it starts. It has to start with embodied community, because unless you have embodied, intentional community, you're only going to go a few miles. And as far as the journey today goes, it's a metaphor for what is ahead. There's going to be some twists and some turns. We may get lost at a few points because we've never done this route before. There'll be some beautiful moments, and there'll be some long, hard, pavement bashing trudges. But this is the reality of the journey ahead of us. It's going to be hard. There's going to be twists and turns. There's going to be some long, boring patches. But together, with Christ at the centre, with God's Spirit within of us, with courage and creativity, we will not only make it through this day, but actually, God willing, we will change the very landscape by which we walk through today. Caroline, do you want to pray for us?